On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Response, I think, is a little bit more guarded, especially if you're talking about a genuine relationship. So at his level, he's having to screen everybody, especially being around the athletes that he's being around and reporting on some of the stories that he has to report on about, the Brittany Renters and, whoever else.
He make $8 million a year.
8 million. Okay. So with that said, again, you would agree that he's a little bit more guarded in his response. But when, I think about the everyday man, and we talking about, trying to keep it spicy, trying to keep it, we trying to figure out new ways. Like, Anton often talks about, like, man, dating your girl. She's sitting at the bar, you pull up on and shoot her a line. Like, those PDA moments for me is not seeking validation. I don't take it that way. For me, it's just a way to keep it fresh. I done already told my girl, like, we got 53 more years out this thing, man. I'm finna be mannish and rude and obnoxious.
I do.
I want one. I was thinking about
I'll send you one. I'll send you a sushi make. It's a sushi kit. No problem.
Wait, did your daughter get the seeds? I'm just trying to see.
Yes. Okay. So we're growing flowers. I made a video too. I'll send it to you.
Yes, please. I love it.
Great job, Courtney Michelle.
On what?
The last thing you said. Everything else before that can go in the trash.
What do you mean the last that I
you almost butt naked material. You took off your socks and your flip flops. So you know what I'm saying? Maybe like 5 more months from now, you'll be butt naked material.
What if she have on like a long night shirt? She's like,
would open that door for you.
Thank you, Mr. Logic. That means the world to me, baby.
All right, y'all. If y'all just tuning in, welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. Make sure you guys get them likes up. Also, subscribe to the channel. That link to Houston is pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, man. Come on out. Have some fun. Kick it with us. Let's go. Let's go. All right, y'all. Let's move on to our next topic.
Amen.
I got 12, so we still got, a few more. So you
say,
amen, like we rushing through the sermon. It's going to be a long sermon. You know how it is. This is the first of the month. And the first of the month sermon. It's not the first, but one of the first of the month sermons. The first of the month sermons be a little bit longer. Anyhow.
JR, why wouldn't you sing the Bone Thug song?
Sing? What are you talking about? Okay, go ahead and kick it off. Go ahead, kick it off. And I'll
no, you're not going to do this to me. No.
Do what?
You know what I'm talking about.
Don't start that victim mentality now. Everybody put the Victor Olympics in the chat, y'all.
Go ahead, Kate.
Look at Logic.
I don't know what song you're talking about. Go ahead.
You've never heard First of the Month by Bone Thugs?
I don't partake in those type of those lyrics.
Oh my God.
The hell is that shit?
Sitting on the corner straight swinging rocks.
I
saying that correct.
JR.
I had to pause again.
Yes.
I don't partake in those activities that you guys are doing. Negroes are doing on this panel right now. I don't know what you guys. I don't know what's going on right now.
I'm about to send you that song right now.
Was Easy in that song?
Was it Easy? Shout out Easy. Wait, sure was.
Oh, yeah.
Are you playing or have you never?
I grew up in the suburbs. I have no idea what you're referring to.
What does that have to do with anything?
Hey,
I grew up in Hinsdale.
So
we don't listen to that.
I'm sending it to you.
We listen to B96.3. Yeah.
B96, 96.3.
There you go.
That didn't make Kay so happy.
It's so nostalgic. Like I used to listen when I was a kid.
Has anybody seen Rilla? Oh,
yeah. There he goes.
Chicago.
We have
background buddy. You have, man.
We already third question.
Take it off portrait mode.
Amen.
Chicago. Do you think because I know there's some songs people haven't heard. I've not heard
get that background from
all songs, but Chicago. Have you heard First of the Month by Bone Thugs? Like I thought that was just basic, very basic.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
I can't believe people ain't figured this shit out. He have a whole conversation on mute and don't even realize it. It's a microphone with a line going straight across it. You don't see that, really? Am I the only one?
No, I clearly see
You're
it.
on mute.
Hey, y'all, drop them gorillas in the chat. Drop them gorillas in the
Oh, where's
chat.
my
Drop that
emoji?
third
It's in the
question,
chat.
JR.
Where's my
Nah,
emoji?
drop
First
the
of
third
all, let's
question.
say everybody has heard. It's the first of the month. Everybody and their mama has heard that. JR, I'm broadcasting live.
Next question.
Wait a minute. I have a.
Like,
Why is it,
background blurred,
Can we get the
so y'all
next
can't see
Rilla?
what I'm really at.
question?
Rilla? Why does it look like you need some Windex for your
Shit, I don't know what's
That's
going
that's
on.
that
for your camera? You need some
The
Windex.
background.
Remember that mug is.
No, he got his
blurry.
background blurred.
That's that background blur. Courtney said
Background.
Windex.
Off.
Can we
'Cause
get the next question?
My
Courtney
Wi-Fi.
said, why do you need Windex?
That ain't
You
your
look
Wi-Fi.
like
I
you
don't know
need
what
some
that is,
Windex
man.
for that bag.
No, that's like, an effect.
It looks weird.
Yeah, I
Is
don't know
it a
what he got on.
StreamYard?
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can get to a high ground. And
Nah. We already know what you want. You
I
trying
thought
to dip out.
I didn't think StreamYard had that.
Trying to pull a Kayla on us.
That's that historical black college hat dropping interference into the atmosphere.
shout out to James P. Brawley Hall. Who would be Logic? Stop playing with me,
It's
man.
Logic hot ass breath that's over there
Logic.
making your stuff smoky.
Hey, look, and you see why Logic laughing so hard because he done ran through a few up in there. That's why he laughing so hard. Look at him. Stop playing with me, Logic.
Go to straight slang and rocks.
Oh
my! I think
we started the after show.
All right, what did I miss? I'm sorry, y'all. What did I
Nothing.
miss?
We on the
I
third
don't matter.
question for 20
you got to
minutes.
catch up. Yeah. Hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel. Appreciate y'all tuning in to Lapeef Let's Talk. Let's move on to our next topic. So I was listening to an interview with Stephen A. Smith, and he was talking about seeking validation through public affection, right? And he said, because he said he's dating, right? And he said, me and you is me and you. It ain't for everybody. And if you have this sensational appetite to get others involved, that tells me you are looking for validation. And this is for public affection, right? Public affection. So I want to ask you guys that question.
Let me talk about STDs.
Are we talking about the C word? I didn't know.
No, I said public affection. I said infection, but I corrected myself. Public affection.
He's like, everyone mask up. Stay
Yeah.
6 feet apart. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Anyhow, seeking validation through public affection. Let's talk about that, because I thought that was kind of interesting, because people do public affection all the time. And when I was listening to him speak about it, he said he don't do it. And he associated with that person being seeking validation if they're doing public affection. So I just want to get you guys thoughts about that. Do you guys think that people that's displaying that out in the public, that they are seeking validation, that they're trying to make sure they let everybody else know around you that I'm with you? Or is it an insecurity,
No, I don't. It can be, but I don't think so. Maybe because I know, like, I'm a touchy-feely person. So we can be by ourselves. I'm still going to be touchy-feely. If I want to grab you or do something to you, I'm not trying to please any and everybody around me. One of my love languages is personal touch. So I'm not seeking validation from strangers if I want to do that. I'm just a touchy-feely person. Are there people that definitely do that? Yes, that can be something maybe of a insecurity type of thing that might derive from. But nah, if I do it, it's because I want to touch you. I want to grab you, kiss you, touch your body. That's
my God.
If I want to stick my hand down your pants, I will. Okay, that's all.
Okay, this is I see this touched you. Anybody else?
I think with Stephen A. Smith, I think the perspective that he's coming from is because we talking about PDA. I'm assuming that's what we talking about, right? So I'm managed with my wife in public, right? And I'm gonna kill y'all with that, right? I'm gonna say my wife now, because when she was my girlfriend, I was still managed. I was still grabbing on her and groping her and making her, anyway. It wasn't for public validation. It was, to make her know that she's desired and wanted. And so for Stephen A. perspective, who's, he gets what, 25 million a year? Logic, Anton, y'all know? He's like 25 million a year or something. Like he's the highest paid person over at ESPN. So
I don't think it's 25 million a year. It's a lot less than that, but I don't know.
So? I think,
Yeah, I think it
he's
does.
the highest paid person over there, right? At the end of the day, and I'm sure they'll correct me in the chat, and that's cool. But my point being is that his response, I think, is a little bit more guarded, especially if you're talking about a genuine relationship. So at his level, he's having to screen everybody, especially being around the athletes that he's being around and reporting on some of the stories that he has to report on about, the Brittany Renters and whoever
He
else.
make 8 million a year.
8 million. Okay. So with that said, again, you would agree that he's a little bit more guarded in his response. But when I think about the everyday man, and we talking about, trying to keep it spicy, trying to keep it, we trying to figure out new ways. Like, Anton often talks about, like, man, dating your girl. She's sitting at the bar, you pull up on and shoot her a line. Like, those PDA moments for me is not seeking validation. I don't take it that way. For me, it's just a way to keep it fresh. I done already told my girl, like, we got 53 more years out this thing, man. I'm finna be mannish and rude and obnoxious